from my uncle Michael Caine over here. So, Michael, we've had a fun day, haven't we, so far? Tell us a little bit about the excitement in race one, first of all.
Yeah, firstly, is everybody happy that the microphones are working? Yeah, because obviously we've had a lot of microphone problems, and secondly, I understand that the guys aren't that happy with their cars, or it's disappointing for us, but would we prefer this weather, these conditions, or slightly faster cars at Donington? What would everybody prefer? Is it the weather? Yeah, everybody's quite happy with the weather, so guys, man up. Okay? I know we're all going to sweat a little bit. Let's stop moaning. Let's enjoy the weather. And yeah, I mean, I haven't managed to finish a race yet, so my car's been great.
It's one way of saving tyres, isn't it?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, it's been an interesting weekend.
Now, obviously, I've seen you win races here in Porsches and all kinds of different things. So the track is a track that you feel very happy and comfortable with. I think you're up to, was it 7,000 races that you've done now, something like that. Yeah, exactly, and counting. So tell us a little bit about the characteristics. What's the key to a really good lap round here in terms of how you drive the circuit?
Well, the key to motorsport is what you tend to have to do. You have to find an event where you are the fastest, and everybody drives slower than you. So what we managed to do in many years of me racing is I managed to excel in going into events where everybody was slower than me. The problem is British touring cars, it doesn't work like that. Everybody seems to be faster, even my teammates. So yeah, it's sort of at the moment we're a bit of a hop, skip and a jump. Is the best way to describe how the cars are going around here. It's the fastest circuit on the calendar. Everybody's doing a great job, and the most important thing is that everybody leaves here with a smile on their face and has enjoyed the racing, because at the end of the day, without everybody in here, we wouldn't be here. So it is disappointing. Disappointing with the results, but at the end of the day. We'll be at Alton Park and we'll be giving it a good one again. So yeah, it's just keep smiling, haven't you?
Keep going, and and I think you're right. These boys need to just toughen up a little bit. Come on, boys. You're half his age at least. Well, you are anyway, Bob. Yeah, definitely. So, right now, last time we had a bit of an idea about getting our lovely guests to join in with some questions for us, Michael, which I think went quite well. So I think maybe we could just grab a couple of questions there and let's have a little look and see what that we've got. So just see if you can find one that takes your fancy, and I'll let you go first, as you're nearest to us. So there's quite a few. Some of them are very targeted to Jake and to Bobby and such like. So when you're ready, we're
this is a good one. Dear Michael, think you are tremendous. And how do you keep the good looks going for so many years?
Sorry.
So it's all a case of ointments. Foundation.
Has the rash gone?
Yeah, the rash has gone now. So, amazingly enough, I'll tell you a little fact. This is
I opened the can of worms here, haven't I?
So I go to the doctors this week, was it last week, with some dodgy nails, and my wife has been complaining about how bad and manky my toenails are. So I go, and they say, I've got to take blood tests, and we're going to have a look at things. Okay, fine. And they said, you could have runner's foot. I said, well, I don't really run anywhere. We drive a lot in race cars. And they said, oh, it could be the race car. It could be actually the heat that we get through the cars gets into your boots and makes all your toenails go manky. And their prescription to me was Vic Vapor Rub. So if you can smell Vic on me, it's actually on my feet. And I thought that was an interesting thing for the weekend.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So what was the question? I can't remember now. We'll find another one.
Should we ask one to...
this is good.
Let's ask this to Bobby.
Let's ask this to Bobby, yeah.
Bobby, which driver would you like to face in a charity boxing match? Now, we had a slight altercation. Bobby had an altercation with me at Donington.
You had an altercation with me.
Oh, right. So,
Play nice,
yeah,
boys.
I'm not sure what his answer's going to be, but...
Other than your teammate.
Do you want to explain? You explain.
No, take it away.
Put me on the spot now. So, me and Caine decided to have a coming together with me. As you can see by his face, he agrees. And we had a few words after the race.
No, I didn't say anything.
Was you boys in there?
We were out there.
Try and drag them into it, Bob.
Caine was throwing effing and jeffing at me, and I was just there taking it all.
Can't believe that. What was that you said about the mics?
It makes sense for who phoned who to apologise. I don't have his number.
Yeah, enough said, enough said. Right, let's grab one here for Jake. So Jake, where did your first interest in motorsport start from Mike and B? You ever think this one through now?
Sitting on your lap here, steering your Renault Spider around.
Just to be clear, I am his father, by the way, folks. Just to be clear, okay? Could be taken the wrong way otherwise. And he was 5 at the time, right?
It's all your fault, Dad.
It's all my fault, yeah. So we drove, while I was racing myself many years, 20 years and about 20 kilos ago. Yeah, sat him on my lap, drove him around. I was like, he'll never get a feel for this. What I've opened up as a can of worms, so that was it. What about the rest of you boys then? For you, Mike, your first experience or your first thing that sparked an interest? You didn't sit on my lap, okay? It wasn't me.
My dad had been trying for years, never really actually took an interest in it, and I was more interested on the skateboard and the guitar at the time. And then my dad was always karting and racing, Formula V, endurance karting, and then I jumped in the kart and was quicker than him. So he said, "What, are you going to do it now?" Okay. And here we are, 20 years later. So yeah, just jumped in it, loved it, and here we are.
And for you, Caine, was it mainly Fangio as a contemporary that was your inspiration?
I raced against him once. Did you? Yeah, absolutely. God, it's a bit of a story, my one. I just fancied doing it. That's it. I just fancied having a go.
You started in road saloons, didn't you? Which is, as the name suggests, just basically very simple road cars. Is that right?
Yeah, it's Volkswagen Scirocco, and we weren't that fast, but we had the cleanest car, and you could win an award called the Green Genie Award. And I used to get to the circuits early in the morning and make sure the car was as clean as it could be. You won a bottle of polish and a rag, and then you use that for the next weekend to get it again if you won. So it's great, you know, it's brilliant racing, and it's a lot different to what it is now. But no, we've had some good times really. So yeah, it's enjoyable.
Now, Bobby, what about yourself? Was it PT? Was it down at Paul?
Yeah,
was it Daddy who did it? Yeah. Where's Paul? Clear around. I've lost him.
Dad raced.
He's hiding. So there he is. All right, Paul.
Eating ice cream.
All right, Paul. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Bobby looks like his mum.
Hopefully drive like her.
Well, exactly. Jake definitely drives like his mum. You see?
Yeah, it started with Dad. My granddad raced, done speedway years and years ago. I wasn't about then. And Dad done motocross, moved into cars, and yeah, and it's a whole family thing. My cousin's racing in the Clios this weekend, and yeah, Uncle races. It's a huge family thing of racing.
So there's a bit of a running theme, right? Apart from yourself, there's a bit of a family thing going on. Did Dad not drive?
No. It's Blodders. Not perhaps the fastest, but he was a good goalkeeper. So that's all right. So he was good at playing football.
At the current rate, we might get him in the England squad. A little bit of experience. So this is a general one for all of you for racing athletes. How do you keep fit for racing? Brackets, or don't you bother? And I think I might know the answer to some of those. This is from Table A. Where's Table A? Martin. There you go. Thank you for that, Martin. Great question. So, obviously, other than your runner's toe that we heard about, what else is going on there, Caine? What's your fitness regime?
Gym most mornings.
Is it really?
Yeah, absolutely. And that is actually the truth. Yeah.
Jim Beam, that is, I think.
It actually gets me taking the kids to school as well. So
ulterior motive.
Absolutely. Going in the gym for 8 o'clock most mornings, out at 9. So yeah, come on.
Look at that, it's pretty funny. Yeah, exactly. As for Bobster, what about yourself?
Same sort of thing, but I don't get up that early. It's stupid to get up that early. So I do it at the end of the day. I'll probably go at 8 at night. I'm going to leave it at 9, 10.
Is that before or after the teeth whitening, Bob? When you fit that? Teeth whitening first, exactly. It's the law in Essex, you have to have white teeth, isn't it? Robbie actually said something interesting earlier. All of the drivers are sitting there immediately after that last race, absolutely boiling hot, as you can imagine. I think we're at 40-something degrees, 46 degrees in the cockpit of the car, so you understand why they're pretty hot in there. And Bob's description was, he said, "I'd like to be laying naked now, watching loose women." Now the first bit I kind of get because he's obviously very hot. But the loose women, I said, Bobster, that's Caine's generation. Those girls, not for you. Yeah, loose women's daughters, perhaps maybe that'd be different. But anyway, so Jake, tell us about your intensive fitness program then.
I like playing tennis on a long day. Does that count?
Well, it does depend on who you're playing with, really, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
When you're actually playing with your mate Tim, who's older than me, I don't know how good that actually is as a workout, really.
He's actually quite good.
Well, there you go. Exactly. See how you dig yourself out. You went to the gym, didn't you? A couple of times? Once? Yeah. Right, Mr. Bush, you're a little bit of a gym bunny, aren't you? Like a bit of the gym action.
It's a bit in the name. I like Mike early in the morning, but I've had 3 months off eating pizza from McDonald's because I've just had my daughter, so trying to find the time has been difficult, but finally getting there now.
So basically what we've got is racing drivers will find an excuse for anything. Having had a lovely baby daughter and recently becoming, that's an excuse to not go to the gym and get fat, basically. That's what it's saying.
Of course, McDonald's is only 2 minutes up the road.
Yes, I know. Well, there we go. So I like that. So that's a spoken answer. So let's have a little look. This is a question for Jake from Aaron Brooks. Jake, listen, pay attention. Come on, you have one job. What's your favourite remote control car? As you might know, Jake is a bit of an expert on these things, so this is why it's relevant to it.
I do love an RC car. I've got this massive Lossy 5T it's called, and it's about that big. Yeah, about that big with a chainsaw engine, 20-foot jumps. Love it. That's good fun.
Good stuff. So this is a question going. I think we should direct this particularly at Mike, as it's relating to fast food. Pineapple on your pizza, yes or no?
Definitely not.
Definitely no.
Definitely not.
I'm going to be controversial and say yes.
Weird.
Mike Bushell, pizza topping badass that you are. That's what it is. Bobster, what about you?
I don't mind it. It's a bit surprised if you come across it.
Do they do pizzas in Nando's? I don't know. Do they do pizzas in Nando's?
No.
Oh, shut up.
Nando's.
They don't.
No games, aren't there?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the gains apparently. I've lost them all.
Chicken and rice.
You bite into a pizza and there is a bit of pineapple and then you ain't seen.
Yeah.
And it surprises me.
Especially when he's lying on his bed watching loose women eating his pizza. Good to thunk it, eh?
Yeah. I really worry about it. We had a situation at the start of the weekend, and I said to the Bobster, because we're talking again now, I said, just as a matter of interest, what time do we have to go to have our, we have to be breathalyzed every morning? And his answer to that was 8:75.
Yes, that was a genuine answer.
That was a genuine answer.
8:75.
8:75. So, yeah. Don't eat pizza.
Don't eat pizza. Clearly not. There you go. So not even, if you go to, I think it's Zizzy, then these super leggera lightweight ones, no middle in it. Obviously, yeah. Yes. And we've got a few other things to consider in a moment. We'll come to that in a moment. Now, just before we do the last couple of questions, as you probably know, this is a really, really full-on operation. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into making sure that everything works brilliantly over there from the technical point of view, behind the scenes, making sure everything's organised, and obviously making sure everybody's ready to do what we're doing here today, looking after you lovely folks who come along. And there's one man that's very much in charge of everything here, our big boss, and has celebrated a birthday this weekend. So I think I'd like to ask you all to join in welcoming our big boss man, Mr. Tony Gilham, in for happy 39th birthday, Tony. Come on in. And are we ready, folks? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tony. Happy birthday to you. So come on over, boss man. So what'd you get for your birthday, first of all? What's the best present?
Slow lap. 1925.
Aside from that, we got some nice little gifts from the family. So it's Jim Schultz.
Was it a bagel? What? Bagel table thing you had?
A bagel table?
Oh no, we had a donut board.
Donut board?
We had a bit of a birthday meal.
That was a donut board. Oh, what's that?
Donut board, right?
Donut board.
Yeah.
So
It's a young person.
we was hoping for some more success on track, but we had a meal before the weekend, so we sort of enjoyed it beforehand. It was good to. It's nice to always got the family here as well, so it's good, and all you guys joining us today. But
so far not been great on track, unfortunately.
Yeah, a bit frustrating, but obviously the guys, as we were saying earlier, are working really hard to try and move forward. And if we can get some progress in the last race, we're not that far away from getting some points. That's the key thing, isn't it? You got, especially with Bobby and Jake, where they're starting, they're both within a shout of some points, which would be great.
They are. Unusually for Thruxton, I mean, we're generally very fast in a straight line, but we seem to be struggling a little bit with our top end speed, and there's been very little overtaking. So, obviously, watching from the pits and the TV, I don't know, this weekend has been not a lot has happened. So, we're about to go to race 3 the weekend, with generally a little bit more activity going on, but it's been relatively tidy so far. I shouldn't say this because you never want to wish anything bad on anyone or ourselves if we've damaged everything, but it's been sort of uneventful and not much going on track. But hopefully this time we can move forward, pick up some points, regroup for next weekend. But it's been frustrating in that everything we've thrown at the cars this weekend, we haven't been able to find the pace that we had in testing.
Yeah, and again, I think the boys were saying that the conditions are so different. I mean, we've seen about a 15, maybe 16 degree temperature swing, and the amount of rubber. We were talking earlier, you can stand on the circuit when we went out onto the grid, and literally your trainers are sticking to the rubber. There's so much rubber down on the circuit, isn't it?
It is, and that's the first time really the cars have actually been, all 4 cars have a slightly different setup, but they all produce within 2.5 tenths of each other. So it's almost a little bit of head scratching at the minute. There's a lot of the engineers, we're going through everything just to try and unearth what's missing. But at the moment we don't have the full and final answer. We've got a few more things to try for race 3, and hopefully we can find it. Obviously you always want to look to find that edge, and you wouldn't want to find it in race 3 because it's too late in the weekend, but where points are concerned, you want to pick up as many as you can, so we're still hopeful for race 3.
And looking forward, obviously, a couple more races before the summer break with Alton Park and Croft, 2 tracks that we've seen some good results for in the past. And Alton is next, very different circuit, very undulating, much more twisty, much more stop and go in there. And obviously, from what we may be seeing on the performance of the cars at Donington and Brands, closer to that kind of a circuit, we might be in better shape.
We're hopeful of that. I mean, this should have been a good track for us, as should have Donington last weekend. That didn't quite work out, and last year we had, I think, 6 top 10s with Jake and Mike, I think 8th, 9th and 10th. Both of them had 3 top 10 finishes, I think. So we're going there again hopeful. We arrived here very hopeful at the back of the testing, so yeah, looking forward. You always be positive, and hopefully we can find it for these guys, give them the best cars to work with, because they're all great drivers. We just need to give them what they need to be competing at the front.
So we're going to hopefully get the guys to get everything sorted out over that side. They're working hard to get ready. These 4 boys are obviously going to, please Bob, don't lay naked anywhere, all right? Especially not Caine around with his banky toes. There's a scary thought, isn't it? And you get run over by Jake's remote control car and probably eaten by Bushell at McDonald's or something like that. So there's all kinds of strange things going on. But most importantly, wish all 4 of you the very best. Have a safe race and make your way forward. I'm sure the folks here would like to join me also in saying a big thank you to everybody within the team, all the guys and girls who worked very hard, both in terms of getting everybody in and organised, and also behind the scenes getting all the catering done and looking after everyone. So give everybody a quick round of applause and say thank you very much indeed to everyone within the team. Thank you, Tony. So let Bushell have the cake. It's not yet over yet. Now, the guys are going to be here for a couple more minutes, so if you want to come and say hello and get a photo, likewise with the girls as well, be happy to do that. And I don't know, Tony, do we get our posters? And we might be able to dig some posters out somewhere. But in a moment, most importantly, you might remember early on this morning when I was tempting you with the idea of why being around for the Q&A, other than the obvious repartee and lightning wit that our drivers have, was to enjoy the most important part of the day. Anybody remember what that is?
Caine.
A bit louder, ladies and gentlemen.
Cake.
Cake, yeah. Ayrton Senna recommends cake in the afternoon. Well, he doesn't anymore, but he did today. He just had it came down from above. He's going to send the setup down as well, so we might be all right. Any particular cake preference, boys, in closing? What's your cake preference then?
Yeah, I like the pink fairy cake just at the end. Always.
Don't talk about Bushell like that.
Hey, kicking. Yeah, that's my choice. Always have a bit of that on in the race. Same as always.
Dog for you.
I like Tony's birthday cake, but you know when you see like a 6-year-old kid blow his candles out and he's all like spit on the cake, I definitely saw some bits come up.
And I thought the loose women thing was bad, that's just even worse.
I'm definitely eyeing up that chocolate cake. It looks awesome.
So, Mr. Bushell?
And being the fairy cake I am, I like the one which has the nuts on top.
There you go. Oh, great stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, wish the drivers, wish the girls all the best for our last race. Come say hello if you want to grab some photos and get some pictures signed. And most importantly, thanks so much for joining us today. One more thing, yes, David? Grid walks. Yes. We have some spare places for grid walks, so anybody who hasn't been or would like to go again, if you see David, he's over there.
If anybody wants to see my car, it's quite a long walk. So if anybody wants to come and see me, I'd put your boots on or something and some Kendall mint cake, because we're down that way. I can't even see the lights when they go, so we're going to have a great start.
It's actually the only driver who needs to take his pass with him and get back into the circuit. So folks, thanks very much indeed for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of the sunshine. I'm sure these boys will be giving it all. And most importantly, hopefully we'll see you again very soon. Thanks very much.